Mommy Fearest and getting rid of a meddlesome daughter who won't submit. Have any of y'all heard the Kesha song Praying? The lyrics are phenomenal. Well, you almost had me fooled, told me that I was nothing without you. Oh, but after everything you've done, I can thank you for how strong I have become. This is relevant. I promise, Dad is here. We are amazingly happy about it. He has been helping me so much. Filling in details I hadn't known or blocked from my memory about incidents. He came to a therapy session with me, and it was illuminating. So much so that he is now setting up therapy for himself as well. He has been abused too, just in a different way. Anyway, on to my terrible story. 8 years ago, I was still living down the block from MF. I had the RO, and she'd been jailed several times for violating it in her various fun-filled, feces-involved ways. I guess she got tired of being arrested, so she came up with another of her plans. This one involved finding someone to just kill me and get it over with. Now, her plan was good. She started telling various people that I seemed overwhelmed, that she was afraid I was going to just up and leave the kids. We thought it was just another smear campaign. We were wrong. She was laying the groundwork. One night, I was awakened by her standing over my bed. I didn't even see the two men because I was so shocked to see her. I screamed, "Code Red," before someone punched me and covered my mouth. They thought they got me to shut up in time. I was dragged out of my bed and brought into my living room, then gagged and tied to a chair. These two men were then instructed to make me hurt, but keep it quiet. If the kids wake up, they'll hate me, by MF. Let's take a minute here and think about that. She is going to kill her daughter, their mother, in the next room. But keep it quiet so they don't hate her. Are you fucking serious? Yes, she was. I was subjected to particularly brutal beating. I was terrified to make a sound. I didn't know if my son heard the code red signal. If he didn't and came out, what would happen to him? What about my young daughters? What if they heard and came out? So I stayed totally silent. They brutally beat me, but I held on to consciousness because I was not going to pass out and not know what was happening. All I could think of was my kids. I would be damned if she was going to get them. I already had a will. She would never see them. Then it happened. I heard footsteps. Outside, my door was busted in. What seemed like 20 officers in riot gear flooded my living room. That was when I cried. The whole beating, the whole time, I never cried. I fucking refused to give her the satisfaction. I'm a stubborn bitch. She even commented on it. She was so disappointed I wouldn't cry and told them to try harder. But when I saw those cops with their guns, I bawled. Two plainclothes went towards my daughter's bedroom and knocked gently on their door and said, "Son's name. It's okay. We're here now. Don't come out yet. My name is Officer, redacted, and I will tell you when it's safe. Keep the door locked and keep being brave for your sisters." Sorry for any typos. I am crying writing this. My son, my amazing, brave, smart 11-year-old son heard my code. He snuck into his sister's room, locked the door, took the emergency phone we have in there because of code red, and dialed 911. He stayed on the phone with them the whole time, listened at the locked bedroom door, told them what he was hearing, and whispered so that his sisters wouldn't wake up. This little boy stayed calm, did exactly what I taught him, and saved my life. He saved my life. He was so young. He never should have had to experience that, had that burden placed on him. He is my hero. This is why I will love whoever makes him happy. This is why I will support whatever he does. I would have anyway, but this strengthened my resolve. Same for my daughters, because they saved me in a different way. Seeing them while I was recovering in the hospital helped me survive. I was left with a busted up face, so many stitches, broken ribs, a collapsed lung, 2 broken hands, a broken arm, and pretty severe PTSD. I was in the hospital for a while. I had to have surgery on one of my hands because it was just shattered, a tube in my lung. Anyone ever experienced that? I hope not. When they remove the tube, they don't sedate you. They just yank that shit out. Many seizures were had due to the pain and trauma. It was bad. MF tried to claim she had just stopped by at 3 in the morning and found me being robbed but was too afraid to intervene. Her little accomplices didn't take too kindly to this, so they told everything. Let's also remember that Scary Carrie is a smart cookie and had video cameras both inside and outside my home that also recorded audio. I got it all. Now are y'all ready to get even more pissed off? The two men both got pretty heavy sentences. They did testify against her, as well as the videos being watched. Her defense was that she was convinced and had evidence I was abusing the kids and no one would believe her. She had her calls to CPS that were investigated and closed. She said that was what forced her to take matters into her own hands. She did it for her grandkids, guys. Oh, how she cried and detailed my alleged abuse of my children. The CPS investigators testified that the allegations were investigated and unfounded. They showed their interview logs and everything they had. Now, MF went for a judge instead of a jury. Not the same judge she beaned with her bag, as he was family court and this was criminal court. She was sentenced to 363 days in jail. The judge took pity. He gently explained to her that he understood her love for her grandkids, but this was not the right way to fix what she thought was wrong. He gently told her that he understood her age, and the situation played a part, but she must pay her incredibly easy price. Those two men got a lot more than her, and that was after a plea deal to testify against her. She was out in 8 months due to overcrowding. I still fume over this. To add to the fuckery, my dad found her plan all neatly written out and gave it to the police, but her lawyer somehow got that evidence thrown out. My dad helped me recover after I was released from the hospital. We had a peaceful and lovely 8 months, and then got the call that she was coning out early. That was when I started my plan to get out of the state. I knew if I stayed she would try again. That it was possible she would succeed the next time. So I made my great escape, with help from my father, my extended family, and my friends. Bestie was my biggest help. Him and now, wife, came to help me pack and slowly empty the house out. We did it over the course of 2 weeks. Mostly at night after Dad gave the all clear that she was asleep, so she wouldn't see me doing it and find out I was leaving. As far as she knew, Bestie was visiting to introduce his new girlfriend, and then one day, all of a sudden, my house was empty. Totally empty. My realtor knew of what was going on and was a great help in giving her nothing. Not a scrap of info. She even gave her red herrings. I think she may have had some experience with narcs of her own. The ensuing meltdown upon her realization that we were gone, disappeared into the night, was epic, I am told. Including 2 lawn tantrums, police being called by my awesome neighbor, damaging my house so it wouldn't sell, easily fixed by insurance, thankfully, and totally handled by my awesome neighbor, crashing the open house and getting arrested, harassing the realtor and getting a warning C&D from her company, and finally, when the house sold, a full meltdown on the lawn in front of the new owners trying to gain sympathy, I guess, but it resulted in cops again. So that is the story of one of the now 3 times she tried to kill me. You know of 2? I'll work on the first. It isn't easy to write. I get emotional. Dad is beside me. Hi, Dad. Helping me get it out. On to the update. Elwayers wrote up an agreement paper that I would meet with her only if the information was given and verified first. Thank you all for that. Especially you, Elost Mirat Fairy. You've been awesome. We all singed it. And apparently she was happy because it means I have to see her if she tells the truth. There are conditions to my visit. She must be fully shackled and chained to the floor. I will be at least 10 to 15 away from her. A guard will be there the whole time. It will be recorded. My dad and therapist will be there with me, watching. If I give a signal, it's over. But I do have to spend at least 7 minutes with her. Don't know why 7, it's something she was adamant about. I don't trust it. None of us do, so there is a caveat. If, within those 7 minutes, she becomes too excited or unruly, there is a code word to cut it short. She is aware of this. The information is being verified as I write this. I don't know yet how that's going. I have reached out to the victimized family. They understood my hesitation and are truly wonderful people. That just furthered my resolve to help them. So that is what's happening. She is still being sequestered from other inmates as she has been labeled a snitch, and it's for her protection. She's also on a suicide watch, supposedly, but that info hasn't been verified yet. So, yeah. This is happening. Maybe. Probably. She really wants to see me, so I don't doubt that she was honest about the info. She no longer cares about her freedom, I guess. I don't trust that either. I don't know if she thinks she will get lucky again, or if she really just doesn't care. She is facing jail time in 2 states and 3 counties. We will see what happens. Here is where that song is relevant. The lyrics. Seriously, guys, listen to it. He tried to ruin me, kill me, destroy me mentally and physically, and it has only made me stronger. I hope she is on her knees praying. I hope her soul is changing. I'll bring the thunder, I'll bring the rain. When I'm done, they won't even know her name.